Hello there, my zealots. This is Joshua coming at you today. So I recently got a message from somebody that called me David Koresh. Yeah, I get this a lot. I recently was hired on as a landscaper with this woman, and I did a phenomenal job. I think so. And she didn't seem to complain at all. She actually enjoyed my work. However, when she started delving into my belief system, she became freaked out and then basically summarily just, stopped calling me. And this is a consistent problem in my life. There is in the scriptures, it says that you will get the blessings. You will be blessed in your life with persecution. The problem is in our society is that everybody is terrified of persecution. And that's probably been that way from the beginning of time. We're social creatures. We want to belong to a society. And if we don't belong to a society, then we somehow feel, we definitely feel alienated. And nobody wants to be alienated. Everybody wants to belong. And so when it comes to the Word of God, we make compromises. We make sacrifices. We say, yeah, I know that's what the Word says, but it goes kind of contrary to what everybody else says. It is so hard to be a Christian. A real Christian. Not like these fake Christians you see in churches. I mean a real Christian. Because, to break down my beliefs to you, just if I touched on the ones that made me the, cult leader type. Though in order to be a cult leader, you have to actually have a cult that follows you, and I don't have that. So, but what are the beliefs that I have that are considered heretical? Now, bear in mind, the Apostle Paul said in Acts 24:14, and this only is in certain translations, but I find that it is the most accurate translation. It's not in the King James translation, but it is the most accurate translation. I find that when they translate it in the King James Version, they kind of toned it down a little bit, but the actual verse goes like this: I believe after the way which ye call heresy, believing all things written in the law and in the prophets. They called Paul a heretic. It's going to happen. If you are on the right path, if you are on the straight and narrow, you are going to be considered a heretic. So, how do you know? Well, here's a list of things that I believe that consider me heretical. Women need to be married. It's a sin for a woman to avoid marriage. It's a sin for a woman to avoid pregnancy. Women should be covering their hair when they pray, and they should be praying without ceasing. Men should not round the corners of their head, no more the corners of their beard. They should wear a garment with a ribbon of blue. And I finally got tzitzit. Woo! I do not believe that Jesus Christ is God. I believe that there are 5 resurrections. I believe that many of the books in our Bible are not the absolute Word of God, because I will not add to the Word of God, nor will I subtract from the Word of God. There are only 5 Gospels, 5 books in the Torah, 8 epistles, 8 in the Neviim, and then there's the Ketuvim, and then the edicts that are to come. There should be 6 as well. Heretical beliefs is the hallmark of being on the straight and narrow path. If you want to be on the straight and narrow path, you must A, be persecuted, and then you will find blessings with persecutions. It is so difficult to live a life where you seem to be the only one that seems to be standing up for the truth, that stands up for the Word of God. There are people that I know in my life that believe every word of God, but are not willing to make sacrifices for it. And that's legit. You can totally do that. That's completely fine. There is no consequence or, I mean, it says that if you do not do or teach, you become least in the kingdom of heaven. So you don't have to do it. You don't have to teach it. You just have to believe it. And I get that. That's fine. Purpose. You know, I always looked at myself and I'm like, man, I am so damaged. I'm so damaged. I'm so broken on so many levels. And why? Why am I so broken? Why am I so damaged? And I got this image from God, basically, you know, about men coming back from war and having all this PTSD and just really having a hard time integrating into society because they're so damaged. So what are we going to do? Well, I continue to post my beliefs on here. Oh, polygamy. That's another thing that sets me into the cultist category. I believe that a man can have more than one wife. And that's the thing, dude. I come on here and I'm totally down for anybody to challenge anything that I believe. Anything. But there's very few people that are willing. Anyway, I wanted to put this out there. If you want to live a life of purpose, you are going to be persecuted. People are going to hate you and despise you and speak ill of you and lie about you, and it just never stops. But we don't do it to gain credibility. We don't do it. We do it because that's our purpose. A man's purpose is to serve God. A woman's purpose is to serve a man of God. And beyond that, there is really no purpose. None that has any inherent value. So, you seek after a purpose, you will be persecuted. The greater your commitment to the actual Word of God, without adding to it or subtracting from it, will grant you a tremendous amount of hate and vitriol from the world around you. But we must be diligent. We must stand fast. And though we might be damaged, we might suffer some PTSD because of the constant berating of this world. Just knowing that we have a purpose, knowing that we have a reason for being here. My job is to educate as many people as will freaking listen to me as to what the Word of God says. How many is that? Well, it depends on who's willing to listen. I come on YouTube and I have weeks where I'm on all the time and I have months where I'm off. But know that this world is temporary. It's not going to last forever. And whatever good works we do on this earth, we will get rewards that will last eternally. So, seek after a purpose. Men, seek after doing the will of God. Women, seek after a man of God who's doing the will of God. And make that your primary focus on this world. And no matter what kind of persecution you endure, just know that No matter how many people leave you, God will never leave you. You know I love God because I love virtue, justice, and salvation. You guys have a blessed day. Take it easy. Click share, subscribe. Click the dingy thingy so that way you can get updates whenever I post a video. You have a great day.